Welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell all the coolest Japanese collectibles and figurines straight out of Japan, and you can find out more details about us in the description of this video, including our Facebook page and our online store, where you can buy this very cool figure, the Future Trunks Banpresto World Figure Colosseum, or BWFC. This of course is the continuation of the S Cultures line, where people can vote for their favorite figure. This one was from BWFC Series 2, and it came out in 2019. The Trunks, we did actually get a Trunks from, it's a bit hard to show on the camera, from BWFC Series 1, and I have also reviewed this very cool figure. And yeah, we've had some other pretty cool Trunks figures over the years. We've got the Resolution of Soldiers and the S Cultures Trunks as well, and then there's also been a few others, the MSP, etc, etc. But let's try and focus on this particular one. Have a quick look at the box. So you'll see that it was actually made by a Mexican artist. He did do a very cool figure in BWFC Series 1 as well. Let's have a look at the figure itself. So it is about 130 millimeters or 13 centimeters, which is a bit over, I believe, a bit over 5 inches. And the figure comes in 3 different pieces. You have the base, and then you've got the sword, and the rest, everything else is one piece, including this base, which connects, this rock connects into the base. It is the only part that is actually connected to the base itself. Now I have heard of people saying that it's very hard to get the sword into the hands. If that is the case, you are doing something wrong, because I think some people try and actually force the sword through that way, through the hole in his hands, and that's not the way you're supposed to do it. You kind of meant to open up his fingers a little bit. You'll see there's kind of one finger in here that's sort of blocking it, but if you look very carefully, I don't know if I can show this, it's a bit hard to show in the camera, but you can actually kind of see a very slight kind of join, and I think they've used a different material in the fingers, so you can actually, they do have a bit of give in them, and you can sort of slide it through this way. And I would also recommend putting it through before you put Trunks on the base, so actually keep it off and sort of feed it through that way and get it through the fingers that way. So I'll show you some of the really cool details of this figure. So if we can get that in focus, which I don't think it is, but there is a pattern on the bottom of the shoes. The pants also have really good detail. I hope you can see that in the video. A lot of really good texture. The sword also has some sort of grooves in it there. And the jacket itself has some really nice texturing. It really looks like a sort of denim jacket. You can also see his little gold buttons. You wouldn't call them cufflinks. Kind of looks like a cufflink there, but I think they're just buttons. And you've got the Capsule Corp logo presented very well. His ponytail. So this is, of course, when he comes out of the hyperbolic time chamber with Vegeta. You can see the rock base. As I said, that is attached all as one piece. So overall, a very nice figure, very nice detail. The belt they've done properly. You've got the chest muscles. I pointed out in another figure they actually forgot to color that in red. In fact, I think it was the Super Saiyan Trunks BWFC that I showed before. So yeah, they've done, or the sculptor has done everything pretty well. You can see the eyes look pretty awesome, the hair coming over the face, and I like how he actually sort of looks through the hair that way. It just looks very nice, very impressive. I like as well how they've got the sort of holes, the cuts in the leg. Maybe could have added a little bit of blood or something in there, but still looks pretty good overall. Criticisms for this figure. So a lot of people said that the leg looks hyperextended. Hyperextended meaning it's bent the other way than the natural position. But if you actually look carefully, it's straight, which is a little bit unnatural because legs do tend to bend that way. But it is straight. And then the other thing is the leg kind of gets thicker as you go out from the waist, or at least kind of the same width. And I think that's what sort of makes it look exaggeratedly hyperextended. So really it should have become thinner as you go towards the ankle, and then the way his foot kind of bends back that way is also a little bit unnatural. Maybe it should have been pointing that way a little bit more, and it wouldn't have looked so bad or so. I mean, it's not that bad, but you know, it wouldn't have looked quite as odd as perhaps some people might perceive it. The other thing I would have recommended is the face. Maybe it could have been a little bit more elongated, so a little bit stretched that way. If you have a look at anime characters, particularly Trunks, he has a very, very big forehead. Almost like half the face is from the chin to the eyebrows, and then half of it is like from the eyebrows to the top of the forehead, and then you've got like where the hair is on top of that. So it just looks a little bit flat maybe, and the eyes maybe just a little bit far apart in relation to the rest of the face. I don't know. I'm interested what you guys think. That's just my impression. And then the other thing as well, and it's not a criticism, but the hair, it kind of looks a little bit like spaghetti hair, in my opinion. It just kind of all, you know, melds together a little bit. I mean, it is, like, this part is done well, the front part, but if I just give a comparison to the resolution of Soldiers, you can see just how much more defined it is. Like, each strand is just a bit straighter and a bit clearer. Now, I guess he is sort of tying it up, so it's maybe meant to be a little bit messier and whatever, but I think it's just a little bit too thick. Maybe if it was just a little bit thinner, it sort of almost gives a little bit of a dreadlocks appearance. And maybe if it was just a little bit thinner and a bit finer, that might have not given such an impression. This is the Trunks from S Cultures 4. So again, that's just my impression of it. You know, none of those things are big deals by any stretch of the imagination, but I think that's what makes this figure like really, really good versus absolutely incredible. Because I really love, as viewers on this channel will know, Trunks is my favorite character. I absolutely love this pose and this sort of part where he's got the long hair and the ponytail. I just think it looks really, really cool. I'm waiting for them to do this kind of, well, when he's got the long hair but he goes Super Saiyan and he's got like the Saiyan armor like Vegeta. They got to do that. I can't believe they haven't done it yet. The other thing they maybe could have done to make it more interesting as well is, rather than just have a rock, maybe they could have done like the roof from Kami's Lookout. There's like a certain type of architecture on Kami's Lookout, they could have done like a roof or something, and then maybe had the leg a bit more curved. But you know, they're just my impressions. I hope I'm not sounding like I'm complaining, because overall it is a very nice figure. You can see the fingernail pattern as well. So the knuckles. But like I said, I think maybe that's just the difference between an absolutely excellent, amazing figure versus a really, really good figure. But they're my impressions. Definitely a great figure to add to your collection, and particularly if you're a Trunks fan. I mean, you just got to get Trunks in this pose. But I'd love to know what you guys think. Maybe you have this figure in your collection. Do you have any of the other Trunks figures in your collection. As I said, all these figures are available from our online store. The details are in the description of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.